Clive!
I just wanted to see how the town's been faring since you brought everyone together.
Since we brought all is absolutely wonderful. Conrad and Natalie's hands remain safely away from each other's throats and firmly at the helm. Our stores are full, and the bandits still too disorganized to raid them, just as the good Lady Jane and Lord Underhill intend.
Are you a lord? Lubor's going to be one too. They're going to make him the Lord of Dalamil, because of how he stopped all the grown-ups from fighting.
It's the mayor of Dalamil, dear child, and the vote hasn't taken place just yet. But if the people wish me to lead them, I shall. And my first act will be to build a school so that menaces like you two learn not to interrupt your elders. Speaking of men, there may be a rather worrying one just...
May there indeed.
I'm afraid the example and they have formed what one could call... And they grow more...
We'll fight them all off just like last time, won't we?
Of course we will. The longer we avoid facing... Our best hope is to... By finding those perhaps,
How could I refuse?
Thank Victor will... I have him stationed by the desert gate.
I'll go and speak with... A League of Outlaws. Sounds like we have some competition. Still in Dalamil.
Ah, Sid.
I thought you'd have returned to Cosnis by now.
I did. I've developed something, and having worked so hard, sentiment...
You're not the only...
What does he want?
He asked for my aid in putting down the band, and he said that you might be able to help me find them.
Then you've come at just the right time. There are more camps in the vicinity than we can safely strike at once. But we must strike together.
All right.
There's one upriver.
Leave it with me. Good girl.
Yeah! Those ne'er-do-wells.
Time to fight. That must be the camp Victor mentioned. Come on then, Toggle.
That's him! The one who killed Doc! Fingers! Take his head off!
I'd better let Victor know.
Sid, where are you? Ah, I see the bandits didn't pose you any trouble.
No, but...
No.
What is it?
The whole town's in. They're saying that Lubor...
What?
Seems that one of our parties wasn't as thorough as they should have been. They let one of the bandits escape. Some of the children spotted, and when Lubor fell, and without a Christ...
But that's not...
It is. If he's a bearer, if he has, well, I wouldn't blame. Still,
Fuck.
I don't know where we go from here.
You're right.
And now everyone knows. I made it a habit to keep a crystal close at hand for just such an occasion. And when that occasion arose, I forgot to reach for it. Well, it was bound to come out sooner or later.
We're sorry, Lubor. We tried to keep running.
But we just couldn't anymore.
There's nothing to be sorry for. I rather enjoyed playing the hero for once. All that matters to me is that you two are safe.
Look at him talking to his betters like it's nothing. All lies, I'll wager. Just like the ones he fed us all these years.
Once people make up their minds, it's hard to change them. We need to do something, and quickly. Convince the people not to let their prejudices blind them. Convince them that nothing has changed. That their enemy lies outside these walls, not within them.
You're right. We should speak to everyone.
I'm glad you agree. I'll handle the townsfolk. I'm a Dalmec born and bred. They listen to me. You head to the tavern. Make Conrad and Natalie remember. They know, Lord... Oh.
Lubor, I can't promise anything, but...
And that is all I can ask of you.
Why are you taking the bearers?
Why do they always have to make such a fuss?
You all along that... Forgive me for disturbing you, but... Could I have a moment of your time?
I've seen your face before.
As have I. Lord Underhill, wasn't it? Of the League of Merchants.
That's right. I wanted to speak to you about Lubor.
The rumors that he's a bearer. All true, I'm afraid.
He'll never be mayor now. Not if I have anything to do with it.
But what of his wares? Bearer or no, his steel is highly valued throughout the Republic. In this, at least, he's done the town a service. Might that not earn him a little leniency?
Leniency? He pretended to be one of us when he was laughing behind our backs all the while.
I'm sorry, my lord, but he lied to us. He lied to you. He cannot be trusted.
So what do you propose? Will you drive him from his home? Close his forge?
Perhaps. That is a question for the people of Dalimil. And they will thank you not to get involved.
The townsfolk have made their minds up. There was nothing I could do.
Nor I. Conrad and Natalie refused to consider anything but their own wounded pride.
You never know. Once their anger is cooled, they might see things differently. For now, we should report back to Lubor.
All right.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearers' side?
I assume the situation is hopeless?
There's still hope. But...
But perhaps not in this lifetime, I think it's fair to say.
You mustn't think like that, Lubor. Give them time. They'll come around. We'll talk some sense into them in the end, you'll see.
No, you won't. And your efforts would be better spent elsewhere.
But Lubor...
Rosina would often tell me that steel does not lie, that a blade is a reflection of the smith who forged it. To yourself be true, that was her point. Rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken with a blade of her own making. But I do not doubt that she was always true to herself and what she believed in, right to the end. And so must I be. I must do what I know to be right, no matter what others might think of me. And now, I know what that is. I must embrace my new role of villain so that the people of Dalimil have something to unite against. For only united can they hope to stand against the threat that awaits them. I'll need to make a suitably dramatic exit, of course.
Don't go, Lubor. You're the only one who was ever kind to us.
We'll be all alone. Again.
Trust me, little ones. It is for the best that I go. Not only for the town, but for you, too.
How could it possibly be for the best? These children need you. The least you can do is give the townspeople a chance to change their minds.
They would not take it, Victor. It's over.
Over, you say? And so just like that, you're going to throw this town and these children to the wolves? I thought you were better than this. But it seems you had me fooled as well.
Victor.
Forget it. Do what you will.
You sure you're making the right choice, Lubor?
Of those available to me, I believe it's the best one. Yes. Ah, but where are my manners? Here. Your reward for clearing out that bandit camp. Right then. I have packing to do.
If there's anything I can do. Anything.
I'll bear it in mind. Thank you.
Lord Rosfield, is there aught the Undying might assist you with this day?
Perhaps. My brother said that your order was helping him with his quest to uncover Ultima's origins. Have you learned anything of note since last we spoke?
Little and less, I regret to report.
I see.
Be assured, however, that we will not even now, our archaeologians scour ruins in every corner of the realm.
Fallen ruins, I take it.
Indeed. Ultima's thralls are oft sighted among the remnants of the fall, as if protecting the
secret suites.
Should our method, mayhap it would please you to observe.
Would that be possible?
Of course. Perchance you are familiar with Kretov. I was due to visit my colleagues, if you would consent to do so in my...
All right.
They will... Might I suggest you take the road? It will lead you...
Thank you.
I wish you...
Ready, go? Yeah! No mistakes. straight home now. Oh no. You'll pay for this. There may still be survivors. All yours, Torvald. Whatever that thing is, I'd say it's their leader. All yours, Torvald! Go for it! Over here! All yours, this one. Over here. There you go. Should have stayed in the past. These must be Cyril's colleagues.
You have our thanks, stranger.
Who are you?
Ah, forgive me, my lord. I did not recognize you. You are Lord Rosfield, are you not? We are archaeologians, tasked with surveying this site. When the echoes appeared, our brothers here occupied their attentions. Thanks to them, and to you, we were, for a mercy, able to see our duty to its conclusion.
You call that a mercy? Your brothers might still be alive if you put their safety before your duty. Surely this survey wasn't worth dying for.
We are charged with uncovering Ultima's origins. A duty of the highest import, as I'm sure you will agree.
And you think your dead brothers would agree with you too?
I know they would. They gave their lives for the cause, an honor to which all Undying aspire. Now, to what do we owe the honor of your presence, Lord Marquis?
Cyril told me of your work here, and I agreed to collect your findings in his stead.
I see. That is most kind. Pray, take them then, with our humble thanks. May the Firebird's flame burn ever in your heart, as it does in ours.
one thing to lay down your life for another. But for a survey... I suppose I'd better get this back to Cyril. I collected your colleagues' preliminary here.
My thanks. I shall study them and inform you for...
Cyril, your losses which could have been avoided. Had the others not chosen to complete their work, were these your orders?
No. Every Undying devotes his life to the service of the Phoenix. It is our sole duty.
Even when death is...
My lord, I fear that the Undying have served... We live to serve the Phoenix.
Cyril, but allow me to offer you a word. It does not further the cause of the Phoenix to have his loyal followers surrender their life. Provide your survey parties with an escort, that they might think not only of how you can serve the Phoenix. Please.
I thank you if you will permit me to respond. And we of the Undying, as first shield to the Phoenix.
I do.
Then we are of the same...
What's happened?
Ah, Clive.
That is good.
Yes. But I still have much, and you couldn't do me a quick...
What is it this time?
Nothing like that. I just need you to go over to the caravans and ask Elle, find out exactly how...
All right.
Thanks, Clive.
Don't blame yourself, Elle.
I know, but...
No buts up.
Is something wrong?
Bonnie came to give me the talks with the Republican Army. They've reached an agreement with the Silver... Though prices have fallen of late. We deliberately offered above the going rate to try and... But the consortium offered double what we did.
You had no opportunity to make a count?
None at all.
Elle? I saw Vonnie leave...
And with good reason.
But I thought we were the only ones the Fists were speaking to about the bear. How did the consortium even find out about this?
It's not so surprising. This isn't over. The consortium will have to sell these bearers eventually. I'm going to Randalar myself.
Alone?
Are you offering to be my bodyguard? How kind. Meet me at the checkpoint near the capital gates. You go to Cashlock, Theo, and get everything ready. Even if I fail to free these bearers, someone needs to prepare the place and keep...
Oh, and that's me. Well... Looks like I'm following all for meeting the Silver Peak. She'll never join them after. She means to stay.
You have to trust her.
You're right. And if Elle's off fighting for the cause, so I bid you farewell, and I'll gather my men and leave for Cashlock. You go to Randalar and see if you can stop my sister.
I'll do my best. All right. To Randalar then. And better not. Keep Eloise waiting. I wouldn't give for a horn. Not here.
When are they gonna let us through?
Ready, go?
Faster!
Thanks, Gal. I hope I didn't keep you. Did you arrange to speak with her?
Here they are now.
You wished to consult with me.
I did. It's about the bearers, We had all but finished making arrangements to buy them ourselves.
You misunderstand. The consortium had an interest in purchasing them from the very first. It was only our regard for you that kept us from bidding. But your hesitancy in accepting our offer, and so we resumed.
I did not hesitate. I am simply not. But what is done is done.
Alas, you are too... We rarely take on such... The bearers belong to him.
Who is your buyer?
A trader from a most demanding fellow. He insisted the bearers be fed, dressed. That's what you get when you do...
I wouldn't know.
Oh yes, the culture on the continent. They pay good money for bearers, not fit for the knacker's yard. And...
That does sound... No matter then. If they... And with it...
My associates will be...
I'm sorry you weren't able to save them.
As am I. He was right. The Silver Peak Consortium did, their representative hinted at a possible purchase when I feigned interest in joining them in the hope he might be encouraged. As soon as he left, I sent my own off.
So you...
No. I entered. I was a fool to think they wouldn't find out. I knew exactly who...
You tried.
I did. They deserved... I wanted...
Eloise! Word from Cashlock. The village is under attack. A pack of beasts have come down from the mountain. Theo and the others are trying to hold them off as best they can, but they need help.
Theo!
I'll go on ahead.
Thank you, Clive. I'll gather some men and...
Hold on, Theo.
Situation.
Where's Theodore?
Upriver!
He led the dragon that way to keep it from the village. But the whole...
We just have to pray he makes it out.
I can do better than that. I needed that. This one. Where are you, Theo? The ether's too thick. These creatures have already turned. I can't waste any more time. I need to find Theodore before that dragon does. Looks like it's found me. This thing's turned as well. This isn't going to be easy. Now, Torgal! Sick him! This one! Go, Torgal! Get him! Over here! Go, Torgal! Sick him! All yours, Torgal! Theodore, you had me worried for... We have to get you out of here.
I think it might be a little too late for that. Bearer or no, there's only so much ether a man can take. And that Drake just wouldn't let me leave. You have my thanks, Sid, for finishing what I could not. For keeping Elle's dream.
Theodore!
And so will you!
Elle.
Theodore.
Take care of my sister.
Theodore, wait.
Goodbye, Elle.
Thank you, Clive. I think I'll be all right now.
That was true bravery he showed. Leading the dragon away from the village like that. His first instinct was always to protect people. To put others' well-being before his own.
And now he's gone. Because I sent him to that place.
It wasn't against his will. He was ready to do whatever it took to
live my... He never...
What exactly happened? You once told me Theo was the first bearer you ever...
We grew up in Canva, and I was chosen to inherit the family business. I had my father's head for figures, you see. Theo did not. While I studied the art of commerce, he played at soldiers instead. A late bloomer, in more ways than one. For unlike most bearers, it wasn't until his 15th summer that his powers awakened. My parents tried to drive him out of the house and into the care of the constables. But before they could, I took him into mine.
Theo told me something else. He clearly admired your devotion to the cause of freeing others like him from slavery. But he said you deserved a better life than this. He wanted to free you from what he called your bonds, just as you freed him from his.
I would be lying if I said I had not wondered from time to time how much easier my life might have been if I had allowed Theo to be taken and devoted myself to the family business instead. But I have never regretted the decision I made. Being with my brother meant more to me than tradition or reputation. I only had to look at him to remind myself of that night and the choice I made and the fact that I would make the same. He was never a burden, if anything.
You weren't, Eloise. That he had always been grateful to you, and that he wanted to repay you by letting you live the life you were denied. Neither you nor Theo weighed each other down. You did whatever, and you always would have.
You're right. It was so we could be together. Oh, Theo. I know Theo wanted me to move on, but I'm staying here at the Crimson Caravans to continue our work. We can make a difference here. We can help people, save them. I need nothing more from life than that. So I'll carry on doing what we do, ensuring that goods, people, bearers get where they need to be, bringing smiles to people's faces, just like we always have, and to Theo's, wherever he is. This is the life I have chosen, the life I will always choose.
I've made a choice of my own, to continue helping you however I can, whenever you need it.
Thank you, Clive. Let's go on together, then. For Theodore.
Nothing like a little unrest.
But there were ghosts at the gates not days ago. Those things I said before.
Oh, Clive. What if my wards and I may soon be without a home?
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his loft.
The High Cardinal?
Leader of the Council of Elders. Not that any of those things still exist. Now he goes by...
And what does he want with Northrop?
He wants to transform it, a foundation upon which he's already secured the support of the vet.
He would rob the...
Believe me, I have used every means of persuasion to discourage him from this...
What does Captain Philippe? When the town was under attack, it was him this...
How? A man whose stated aim is to revive the Empire, Philippe. The captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel and an occasional trip to the Vale. No. Any attempt to incite mutiny would cost, given the mood around town.
And who could blame them?
Clive, would you appeal for your services to North? And unlike Philippe, well...
I'll see what I can...
Thank you.
Tell me then. In the garrison?
Overseeing the...
All right. may have met this duke before, at the Remembrance ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
Halt! Oh, sorry about that. You're the dame's man, aren't you? You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. With the duke. I was hoping I might be able to speak with him.
We're under orders not to let any civilians pass. But you should be all right. His Eminence has heard all about you and your heroics. Wait here. I'll go and ask.
So, you are the sellsword who lent his aid to the garrison. The Empire owes you a debt, and I shall see it repaid. But tell me, is it wealth that you seek, or favor?
Neither, Your Eminence. I thought only to inquire about your plan to turn Northreach into a stronghold.
Ah, I see. You are worried the expanded garrison will render your services redundant. Yet you needn't be. A proud fighting man like yourself, pride of place, in fact. But no more. For it is they who shall see.
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely unscathed from the recent troubles. Her defenses are sound, which is more than can be said. The Empire wants for a capital, and I... with Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we have seen to the refortification of both the town and the castle, we need only build a wall around both to create a city that would be the envy of the twins. Soon enough, these...
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these... Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come...
The people will... If Sandbreck is to be rebuilt, one whose authority... That is why this so that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed, outfitted, and paid as befits a defender of the Empire.
Precisely. The common folk have little and less, and you mean to deprive them of even that? You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own salted earth.
Sabine, we have discussed this.
Yes, and I told you then how putting the empire before her citizens would lead only to revolt.
Without an empire, there are no citizens.
And in yours, there will be only beggars. Is that what Griga wills for her people?
Do not...
I'll come back later. The citizens revolt. I wonder what the people really think of the Duke's plan. It wouldn't hurt to ask them, I suppose. Let's begin with those on the other side of the wall.
All right there. What is it you're after, sir?
Just your opinion, actually. I wondered what you thought of the Duke of Oriflamme.
Oh, him. Not much. None of us traders do. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. Couldn't have the rabble getting any closer to the holy capital, could they? And now he's trying to drive us out completely, threatening to take everything we got from us if we don't clear off. If the dame said she wanted him run out of town, I'd be straight through that checkpoint, tar bucket in hand.
I got peppers to numb your tongue up.
And what can I do for you? I do like a customer who knows what he wants.
You've a keen eye. And a fine, fine day to you. I do like a customer who knows what he wants. An excellent choice. You've a keen eye. I do like a customer who knows what he wants. And a fine, fine day to you.
I've been hearing a lot of talk about a certain duke.
Nothing good, I'll wager. Going around acting like he owns the place. And with hardly a word to the dame. This is her town, not his.
I take it you'd rather she was in charge.
As far as I'm concerned, she still is. Just need his eminence to sod off back to Oriflamme.
Why?
A question. What do you think of the Duke of Oriflamme?
Don't get me started. You build a life for yourself somewhere, earning for some noble to turn up and tell you you've got to hand it all over to him. If he thinks his name and his chains give him the right to empty our purses, he's in for a rude awakening. We'll do whatever it takes to keep what's ours. Whatever it takes.
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
But there were ghosts at the gates not days ago. Those things I said before.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? I wondered if you'd mind sharing your thoughts on the Duke of Oriflamme.
Well, he's made a lot of enemies coming in the way he did. I mean, look around us. You can see the state the realm's in. The traders might not like having the screws put on them, but if they volunteered a few more of their hard-earned gil before things got bad, maybe they wouldn't have to. I think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding the Empire's the best way of making sure we're all protected. And if that means people who don't know one end of a sword from another have to make way for those who do, well, that's just how it goes.
You're the one who was talking to His Eminence.
On the Dame's behalf, yes. I was trying to persuade him not to take the people's goodwill for granted, but it seems my words fell on deaf ears. What do you think of his plans?
I'm a soldier, mate. He tells me what to do, not the other way round. Listen, I've got nothing but respect for the Dame, but I've got a family to look after. That's where my loyalties lie, not with the town or the Empire, but with my wife and children. If the Duke can get us cement and the equipment we need to fight off those blue-skinned bastards, I don't care how he does it.
As long as you remain, the veil will...
Sabine, you are embarrassing me.
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plans to turn this town into some sort of fortress. Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not for me to say. All I know is that unless the Emperor orders me otherwise, His Eminence's word is law. Look, no one likes all these taxes and tariffs, but empires don't come for free. Once Sandbreck is back on her feet, we'll all reap the benefits.
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this. Captain.
For you, certainly. Clive, wasn't it? Thank you for last time. How can I help you?
I wanted to ask you about the Duke of Oriflamme. Do you intend to go along with his plan?
But to tell you the truth, I'm in two minds. It's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial Army to obey his orders. But I can't say I agree with him.
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier to protect the people you loved. The Dame included.
That's right, I did.
Well, she doesn't agree with the Duke's orders either.
Thank you, Clive. Protecting the people I love is, well, thanks again.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing at least. I expect Isabel will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
Ah, Clive. How did you fare? Were you able to speak with the Duke?
I was, but...
So Northreach is to be a fortress after all. Well, it will certainly help to hold back the thralls. There's no denying that. Though I doubt it will come as much consolation to the townspeople whose worldly goods are confiscated to pay for it. They deserve to be heard, Clive. To have a say in this new empire the Duke means to build.
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience more than their opinions, and hopes to reassert the authority of the state. I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard to be sacrificed for the greater good. Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion, and would rather their destinies were in your hands. The soldiers, meanwhile, are content to follow their orders. And not just because of the Duke's rank, but because of his vision.
I thought as much. Had I sworn to protect Sambrack, I dare say I too would want nothing more than to see it rise from the ashes. Thank you for trying. But the battle is lost.
I don't know about that.
What happened to your uniform?
I handed it in, along with my resignation. Told the lads I wished them well, but that I owe it to those I love to call it a day.
But why?
Because I realize what really matters to me. Not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of it, but protecting what I care about. Protecting Northreach. I honestly don't know when those monsters will return, but I'm certain they're not finished with us yet. And when they do come back, we need to be ready for them. We need to stand together, all of us. And with you to lead us, milady, I reckon we can do it. It was you who finally convinced me, Clive. There's no point following orders if they go against everything you believe.
Indeed.
All of us, standing together. That has always been Northreach's best hope, and one which still lies within our grasp. We have only to turn our attentions to the true enemy. Thank you, Philippe, for showing me what I must do.
Anything for you, milady. Speaking of standing together, would you mind if I borrowed a few of the lads from the Vale to help keep watch around the town? I fear His Eminence has loftier tasks in mind for the guard.
Not at all. Be my guest.
Wouldn't be the first time.
There may be hope for Northreach yet. Especially with men like you and Philippe to champion our cause. I, for my part, shall continue to work upon the Duke, but I suspect I shall have to call until then.
Until then?
covered in nicks and lumps, the lot. Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon. All yours. All done?
How are you feeling, Joshua?
Better than I was.
But not nearly as well as you should be. Your cuts and burns may have healed, but your body still bears the burden of every spell cast.
And what would you have had me do? It was no ordinary foe we faced. It was the Warden of Darkness. Yet still, it was not enough. The king could have ended me at any moment, but instead chose to toy with me like a curl does a mouse.
You underestimate yourself.
Oh, it was crystal clear. Only one man established his dominance that day, and that man was Barnabas. I'm sorry, brother. That was ill-spoken. It's just, I have never felt so powerless. And when so many are looking to us for strength, perhaps the prince feels the same.
What is this place?
Don't move. Here, it's fresh from the well.
grandmother told me spirits sometimes get lost, and that the lanterns guide them to their proper place. I set one on the river for her when she passed away.
The fiend works from the shadows. Was it you who guided my hand then, Ultima? No, not you. This is my doing, my fault, my sin to bear. And for it, I must atone.
Your hurts are healing nicely. It was my poultices that saw you well.
You make them?
And sell them, or try to. Earns me enough for bread, most days.
Forgive me. I have nothing to...
I know, but I couldn't just leave you lying there. You're going then?
Of course. I'm healed. Thanks to you and your poultices.
Will you promise to come back and visit?
Well, Phoenix, it would seem that I owe you my wings. Perhaps he can find an answer. You will be returning to Waloed soon, I gather.
I see no reason to wait.
Then neither do I.
I can think of a few, but I doubt they'll stop you. You will take your medicine.
Of course, Lady Daya.
Set on leaving already, are you?
How long will it take us to get back to Ash?
Dunno, about the same amount of time it took us to get here. Maybe less, if your uncle can find someone trustworthy to patch up the Enterprise. All depends on where we're putting into port, mind.
Yes. It's not as if we can put ashore wherever we choose. We have to assume that the whole of Ash is hostile, and that we'll be attacked on sight.
Then we must find a place they won't think to look. And I have an idea who might know of one.
The Professor! I'll go and tell you come in.
While you're plotting our course, I'll be in the shelves with your lawsman. I wish to pick his brains about Ultima.
Then I'll talk to Karen about supplies for the journey. They may not be easy to come by in Ash.
Your brother's body won't take much more of this recklessness. You know that, don't you?
I do.